Hello, it's Andrew at Gongs Unlimited, and we're here with a really cool healing video, as well as informational kind of a teaching video. And today what we're going to do is show people that may do Reiki work or similar kind of energy healing, how you can enhance a sound healing by bringing energy to the sound. That's right, that's what we're going to do. You see behind me a beautiful 42-inch Gongland Infinity Gong being played by a beautiful Joshua. There he is. And of course, the way we're doing this today, in order to show you normally would not have microphones in front of the gong, but for the purposes of recording videos, we're going to have some microphones in front of us. Josh is playing the gong, and what I'm going to ask Josh to do now is, what I'm going to do, just so you know, is while Josh is playing it, there's a sound energy. You've all stood in front of a big gong and felt the sound vibration, right? So maybe you stand real close to it and feel it. Maybe you can even feel it from far away. When people are getting different kind of tunes gongs, they're looking for that kind of vibration from a planet or other things like that. And it's a sound energy. And the sound energy can be healing and soothing. But what if I was to tell you that you could add even more energy to the sound to create greater healings for you or your clients or students, people? Now, I've been a psychic healer and reader, spiritual healer since like the late 80s. So I've been doing this for a while. So what I'm going to be doing, I know what I'm doing. You may want to spend a little bit more time meditating or getting into a zone before you do this, or however you do it with Reiki or things. But I'm going to right now allow what I'm going to call Christ force energy to plug into my hands. And it is one of the energies that Jesus or Yeshua, whatever you want to call, used when he was doing healing. Not all the energies he used, but just one of them. And it's a really good energy for clearing out pain. So what I'm going to do now, it's kind of plugged into my hands. And I'm going to kind of let it get into the sound energy. So you notice a change through the video, because the sound energy can go through there if you ask to feel it. So what it's doing is it's taking that vibration and using it kind of like a water slide, or it's enhancing it to come down more in the physical. And so if you have any particular pains or aches in the body and the mind, you can ask for this energy to give you healing. And it's basically, I'm hooking it, it's coming right at you. Josh, you can play it a little gentler. You can play a little gentler. Yeah, and it's taking that energy. And just say hello to it. See what you notice. It's like a very clear, golden, spiraling energy I see. And it's connected into the sound. I'm going to do a little thing where I kind of touch. Ooh, I gotta let you touch the gong for a second. And let it kind of come through. And for fun, I'm just going to walk closer to you. Okay. Now what happened there, I felt the energy leave my hands. It did the amount of time it wanted to give a healing. And you can always go back and play this over. That energy doesn't have time or space. It's there for you to get a healing. The energy, I'll repeat this, the energy doesn't have time or space in that sense because it's above and beyond our physical world. And so you can just say, hey, can I get another healing? And it'll be right there. It's a non-stop giving. But now what we like to do after a Christ Force energy, which really moves stuff around, is to do a little bit of a earth energy healing to help ground the body. And that's what's going to come next, the healing energy of the planet. Yes, she's still willing to heal us after everything we've been doing to her. She's that much of a giver. Because she's a spirit too. And so I'm going to let her kind of plug in to my hands. I feel it coming up. It's a different type of energy. Very more maternal. And Josh, we're just going to let you play again, because now the earth energy is going to work. Earth, because the metal was made from her body, she's running a much stronger, like you can feel that energy. I don't know if you notice a difference. I don't know if you notice a difference from what you're used to feeling through the camera, but from the last one. We're going to come real close now. Finished her little healing there. So again, I did it with two energies I'm very familiar with. I'm very familiar with Christ Force energy. I'm very familiar with Earth energy. You may work with Reiki energy. You may work with some other energies. Use ones that you're familiar with, so you're not going. If you're not familiar with it, do some meditations or some things and try to just ask them. And let me be very clear. You're not here to channel them full in your body. They don't need to be in your body. You're not some person pronouncing the end of the world on YouTube through channeling. You just want to use your hand chakras. You're only going to channel them through your hand chakras. Just like when someone does a Reiki healing, they're just going through the hand chakras. Okay? But if you have a friend who's playing the gong and you do this in a class, see what happens. Experiment. In just a moment, we're going to experiment with one more planet. It's going to be very exciting. Okay, thanks. And we're back now, and we've left Earth and we're at Jupiter. Well, at least the Jupiter Gong. But again, let's talk about what we're doing here today. We're connecting with the energy to help the sound. We have a beautiful 24-inch Gongland Jupiter Gong, tuned to the orbit of Jupiter per the Hans Cousteau calculations. And while we're using a 24-inch one on the second part, you don't have to have a giant gong to do this. You can do this with a nice small gong. And the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to connect to the spiritual vibration of Jupiter as a spirit. Remember, we are spirits that have bodies, and planets are spirits that just happen to have much bigger bodies and go in a different time kind of presence than we do. So Jupiter is a beautiful soul, really giving, wonderful soul. And what we're going to do is I'm going to connect to the spirit there. We're going to ask them for a healing for you, for us here. And again, the microphones, normally you would not have microphones in the way. So, one second. And what I do with this too sometimes is I turn my crown chakra to a vibration that'll hear Jupiter. I don't bring Jupiter into my body. I'm just having the energy of the planet channel through my hands, just to do a healing, like you may do with Reiki or other similar hands-on healings. Jupiter's in there, and Jupiter today, I was speaking to him, and he was like, I want to give a healing that lets people have more. You have a lot of limits. What Jupiter do is, like, there are a lot of limits that humans think about in their bodies and in their minds, and you can get through that. And he goes, you need to get through it to be, to grow. So we'll see what happens. Josh, you can start playing it a little bit, and when I watch what's happening, it's just a giving. And so you notice what's happening. I'm seeing it as a lot of turquoise and lemon yellows and greens, but you notice what you notice. Okay, I'll shut up now. And the energy of Jupiter's disengaged from my hands and has cleaning it out of my space, because I don't want to walk around carrying any of these energies in my aura. I want to be me. But during that brief time of channeling, I let it through. You can always come back to this and get greater healings. But for example, if you're there and at home and you've got I've got a Earth Gong, I've got a Pluto Gong, I've got some Gong like that, see what you find, see what happens for you. Really a great gift from that planet, and thank you for the Gong makers too, and the Gong players, and the Gong video guys, and the Gong sounds guys. And I hope you had a good time. You can always come back and watch this video again to get more healings from it. That's the one thing. There's no limit if you want to continue working on this. So thank you so much from Andrew, Gongs Unlimited, Unlimited Singing Bowls.